Hi beauties, and welcome back to my channel. This is your girl Sarah. Happy Eid in advance to all our beautiful Muslim brothers and sisters. Tomorrow is Eid and I'm creating this beautiful soft makeup look to celebrate our Muslim brothers and sisters. And I hope that by the end of this video, you'll be able to find me a beautiful Muslim name. As usual, I'm going to start off with my brow. With my baby wipes, I'm going to clean out any oils around my brow, then go over my brows with my Mehron skin prep. This allows the area of my brows to be so dry so that it does not produce excess oil. To tame my brows, I'm going to be using this X Block Edge Wax. Next step is to go over with my setting powder. You might think that I'm going overboard, but I do this because I tend to sweat or produce oils a lot around my brows as well, and I don't want my brows to be looking shiny. I like my brows looking matte and tamed, so that's why I do all this process. You can skip this process if you do not have an oily skin like I do. I use the Davis number 3 pencil to outline and also fill in my brows, and I'm using this Derma Essential Concealer I got a while back. It's been my absolute favorite of all times, but I can no longer find this in the market, so I'm making use of what I have now. To conceal the top part of my brow, I'm going in with my Avour foundation. This is in the shade 15, I believe. Sorry, the light is too bright so you can't see. This is in the shade 15. Moving on to eyeshadow, I'm using this eyeshadow base from Ageless and I'll be putting that all over my eyelids. Then proceed to apply my eyeshadow colors. To make my pink eyeshadow pop more, I'll be using the same eyeshadow base over the lid, just the lower section of my lid. I saw this hack on TikTok that applying your eyeshadow with your powder puff allows your color to pop more, so I tried this hack. What do you think? Does it make it pop more? I created this simple eyeliner using my black eyeshadow, then went over to apply my mascara, and I'm using the Blossom Scandalous mascara. Brow and eyeshadow is down. Now we are going to move on to the face work. With the same baby wipes, I'm going to apply my micellar water onto it and use that to clean my face thoroughly before I start my skin prep. As I mentioned earlier, I am an oily skin girly, so in every step of my skin work, I'm going to be drying it down thoroughly. After using my moisturizer, which is the Blossom Essence moisturizer, I'll be going in with my Mehron skin prep. This serves as a sweat block for me because, as I said, I sweat a lot and it is very intense on my T-zone before I go in with my primer, which is the e.l.f. Hydro Grip Primer. One thing that I do will might seem a little extra, I apply a little bit of setting powder on top of my skin work before I add my foundation, and that has been a game changer. Skin work done and looking all matte, ready to receive my foundation. I'm using the Avour foundation in the shade 15 and 20. The shade 15 has a yellowish undertone whilst the 20 has an orangey undertone. That is why I prefer to mix both so that it gives me my perfect foundation shade. You might think this foundation looks a little bit yellowish, but it's going to blend out and look perfect. To pick out any excess foundation, I'll be using my beauty sponge, making sure that everything comes together beautifully. I used this concealer from Blossom as my contour for today, and as usual the concealer I use for my highlights is the same Derma Essential concealer from earlier. I use this angled brush to blend out my contour. I got this brush from the very first makeup brush set I bought, and it has become my staple ever since. I'm using this Colorbox Cosmetics Duo brush to blend out my concealer. It's a Ghanaian brand and I so much love this brush. See the way the look is coming together nicely? Yes, I'm going to go over with my foundation brush with no product in it, just the foundation brush to blend out everything together so that everything marries together beautifully. To add a little bit of brightness to my under eye, I'm going to go in with this LA Girl Cosmetics concealer in the shade Classic Ivory. I'm just going to put it just where I want it to be. Leave it a little bit for it to settle whilst I apply my blush. There is something about an orange blush that you can't always resist. I'm going to be using this beautiful orange shade from my Stink palette, and that is going to serve as my blush. To set my cream product, I'm using this powder palette from Ageless. I used the shade cinnamon to set all over my face, honey to set my highlights, and mocha to set my contour. I'm going to be doing a little bit of baking today, and I'm using the same setting powder I used from earlier, and that is the Sacha buttercup. This setting powder has served me for ages and is almost out. I need to go and restock. Am I the only one that uses eyeshadow as a blush? I mean, there is a blush in the Ageless palette, but I always prefer to use these two colors. As you can see, the orange color has been devoured. That is how much I love this eyeshadow color. I'll use the same brown shades to smoke out my under eye and apply my mascara. I fixed my lashes off camera, and to dust off my setting powder, I'm using this powder shade from my Flawless Ivy powder palette. And I used that same shade to sharpen my contour so it looks clean and crisp. Set everything together with this Kiss Beauty setting spray, and as usual, dry it down thoroughly. I used the same eyebrow pencil to outline my lips. Then I went in with these two shades from my lip stain palette. We are still in our glossing era, so what is a full face without gloss? I'm going to apply this BB Clear gloss onto my lips. Smile and pop on that beautiful highlighter everywhere you need it to be, especially on the bridge of my nose. To make sure that this makeup does not move an inch, we're going to be applying my Flawless Ivy Fix Spray. And this is the finished look, guys. How do I look? And what Muslim name are you going to give me? Just drop it down in the comment section. Please do not forget to subscribe, give this video a big thumbs up, give me a Muslim name and leave your comment in the comment section below. I'll be reading from there. Until we meet again in my next video. Bye.